It's kind of wild to think about. We spend about a third of our entire lives just out, unconscious. But what if we didn't have to? What if evolution just decided to, skip the whole sleep thing?
I mean, really, stop and think about that for a second. You get an entire extra work day or play day added to your life every single day. You could finally learn that language, write the great novel, see the world, or heck, just binge watch every series ever made. It sounds amazing, right? Like the ultimate human upgrade.
You'd be reclaiming thousands upon thousands of hours of your life. It is an incredibly tempting idea, this world of nonstop productivity and fun. But, and this is a huge but, this dream has a very, very dark side.
And that right there is the whole point, isn't it? Sleep isn't just some passive downtime. It's a completely non-negotiable part of our biology. Taking it away, well, that would be like pushing all of humanity into an absolute freefall.
All right, so let's dive head first into that abyss, and we're going to start with the command center of our entire being, the brain. Because trust me, without sleep, it will be the very first thing to completely unravel. Okay, so first up, we've got to talk about something called synaptic homeostasis. The best way to think about it is like this. Your brain is a whiteboard. All day long, you're scribbling new information all over it. Sleep is the process that comes in at night and carefully erases all the unimportant stuff so you have a clean slate to learn again tomorrow. So if you never get that nightly reset, your mental whiteboard just gets covered in more and more layers of old, faded notes. Pretty soon, the noise is just overwhelming. You literally lose the ability to form new, coherent memories or learn anything new at all. And believe me, it gets so much worse. While you're in deep sleep, your brain's own private janitorial service gets to work. It's incredible. Your brain cells actually shrink down, making space for a cleansing fluid to wash through and clear out all the toxic gunk that builds up while you're awake. But in a sleepless world, the cleanup crew just never arrives. Those neurotoxins, like beta amyloid, which is directly linked to Alzheimer's, would just keep piling up, day after day. The result isn't just being a little forgetful. It is a one-way ticket to universal memory loss, total cognitive collapse, and eventually a state of psychosis. The mind would literally be drowning in its own waste. And look, this catastrophic failure, it's not just stuck in your head. The breakdown would cascade down through every single system in your body. You see, sleep is when our bodies get all our hormones in check, the things that control everything from growth to stress. Without it, your melatonin has no clue what to do, growth hormone can't repair your body, and your stress hormone, cortisol, would just run wild, trapping you in a state of chronic stress. It would be total systemic chaos. And the metabolic fallout? It would be lightning fast. Check this out. In some studies, when people were restricted to just 4 hours of sleep, their bodies started showing insulin resistance that looked a lot like prediabetes in less than a single week. And your immune system? Yeah, it would be absolutely toast. A well-rested body has this amazing army of natural killer cells ready to fight off infections. But in a sleepless body, that army is basically gone. Wounds would take forever to heal, vaccines wouldn't really work, and humanity would just be sick all the time. And what about our hearts? Sleep is the only time our heart rate and blood pressure get to naturally dip, giving that crucial muscle a much-needed break. Without that nightly rest, the heart would be running a marathon nonstop for your entire life. The wear and tear wouldn't just be bad, it would be catastrophic. Okay, so let's take a step back. We've got a whole species now with brains that are short-circuiting and bodies that are literally falling apart. What on earth would that do to our psychology, to our culture, to our entire society? A huge part of sleep is dreaming. It's like this built-in overnight therapy session that helps us process emotions. Without it, the fear and anxiety center of the brain, the amygdala, would just be firing on all cylinders, all the time. We'd become a civilization of irritable, impulsive people with almost no capacity for empathy. The world itself would be completely unrecognizable. The 24/7 economy would be the only economy: continuous work, endless production, non-stop consumption. But here's the real kicker. All that extra time wouldn't lead to more amazing ideas. Real creative insight, the kind that solves big problems, often comes when our brains are resting. It really all boils down to this. We might gain 8 hours in the day, but we'd lose the very cognitive spark that makes those hours worth having. We'd become a society of tireless drones who've forgotten how to have a single, truly innovative thought. So, after taking this pretty grim tour of a sleepless world, it really forces you to look at sleep in a whole new light. It's not a bug in our system, it's not wasted time. It is the absolute foundation of our health, our minds, and maybe even our humanity itself.
The real truth here is that sleep isn't time lost from our lives. It is the very process that allows our conscious life to have any meaning at all. It provides the maintenance, the emotional balancing, and the mental space that makes everything we value, from learning something new to loving someone, even possible.
And that kind of leaves us with this one big question to chew on. Gaining that extra third of our lives seems like the greatest gift imaginable. But in a world without rest, without renewal, and without dreams, would we actually be living more, or would we just be existing?